Good day everybody, it is Kyle here, aka Mr. Space Heater from MK Gaming, and welcome to the space between December 6th. Yesterday, as we all know, was the Game Awards, and it was a big night. I'm gonna have a hard time keeping my own personal opinions, emotions, and bias out of this video. There was just a lot that happened, and a lot that was very exciting. So I'm excited to bring you this news right now. If you happen to have missed the Game Awards yesterday. Now I can't cover everything. I want to make this quick. There's a lot to go over, but I am going to go ahead and cover a whole bunch. And I've even created my own awards for the award show. These awards do include the most obvious inclusion, most ballsy move, most anticipated announcement, the best trailer, the best surprise, and the best announcement of the night. And then there will be a little bit of other tidbits and things like that at the end. So with that, let's just go ahead and jump right in here. So the first award we're going to give is the most obvious inclusion of the night, and it was the one we all saw coming, and that is Crash Team Racing has been remastered, and it is coming to all platforms. I'm going to say that again, it is coming to all platforms. We're going to go ahead and jump into the next award, which is the most ballsy move. In my opinion, that is that Epic has launched their own site to go ahead and compete with Steam. Now this isn't exactly news, we knew it was coming, however it did launch right after the Game Awards, full of games that we honestly did not see coming, and it is kind of nice to see, but it's also interesting and definitely brave of the company. Next up is the most anticipated announcement, and that is definitely going to have to be Far Cry New Dawn. It was awesome to finally see a full trailer for that and kind of get more details on what it is. And it is post-apocalyptic. It does take place after Far Cry 5, several years later, actually, and it looks awesome. The story looks cool. The characters look interesting. We don't know a whole lot about the plot, but that's okay. The environments were something, and that's really one thing I took from it is that the environment is very lush, it's very vibrant, yet it's still natural and earthy, even in like the dull areas. It really sticks out. But then all the characters are very colorful and everything kind of pops, and there's just this great contrast going on that all looks gorgeous when put together. So I really cannot wait for that game, and I was anticipating it so hard tonight. Far Cry New Dawn, we're going to find out more details about soon, I am sure, because the game does come out on February 15th. Next up, we have the best trailer of the Game Awards, and I'm going to go ahead and give that to Mortal Kombat 11, which actually kind of stole the show. It made me laugh out loud legitimately because they went to announce the best sports/racing game of the year and cut straight to the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer, which obviously nobody saw coming. Literally nobody, including the people running it, were just like, uh-oh. And it was awesome. It was brutal, it was gory, it was exactly what it should have been. And then the kicker is it's coming to all platforms. Next up is the best surprise, and I think we're all in agreement on this one, as that is definitely the fact that Joker from Persona 5 is coming to Smash. I have to say this is probably the most surprising Smash announcement since Villager's initial trailer where he got the letter in the mail. And you know what, maybe it's just the letter coming back and triggering that in my head, but honestly I want to say since Villager, not a single trailer has really kind of surprised me. And my personal award for the award show for the best announcement of the night has got to be Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, because I cannot tell you how much I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 back in the day. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 was the game that made me fall in love with Moon Knight and know who that even was. It was a lot of fun. It was almost arcade style, and I'm super excited to see it return, especially because it is only coming to Switch exclusively, which is just even more exciting. Anyway, that is my awards for the announcements. Those were the biggest, best, definitely worth highlighting announcements in my opinion. However, there were other announcements that did take place, and just a few to name a couple. To start with is Dragon Age. Definitely had a nice teaser that set the internet on fire. In fact, I have to say that hashtag the Dreadwolf Rises was probably the funniest thread I read on Twitter all night long. People are losing their mind over this. Also, Fortnite has introduced The Block, which is a feature that took over Risky Reels by Risky Reels, and now is a flat surface that will feature different people's creations they have made in creative mode, I assume. Right? It's creative mode that it's coming from? Probably. This is a cool functionality that hopefully will help show off people's creativity to each other. In my personal opinion, since I've been dabbling enough of those in this video as it is, it's going to be overlooked just naturally, because that's the nature of the game. When you're playing multiplayer, you're out and about in tons of other areas. A lot of people don't land in the exact same space every time, so I feel like naturally it'll just get overlooked a lot. There was plenty of other games that were announced. I would definitely recommend looking up the list of everything if you're interested. I really want to say the Game Awards, I think, did the best this year that they have ever done, even though there was definitely room for improvement. Lastly, let's just go ahead and cover some of the winners. I just wanted to point out some things and let you guys know some of the bigger winnings of the night. God of War did walk away with Game of the Year, as well as Best Action Adventure Game and Best Direction, which was actually pretty incredible considering what other games it was up against. Dead Cells walked away winning Best Action Game, which is pretty sweet for an independent retro-themed game, and it is nice to see that one come out on top. Monster Hunter World actually walked away with Best Role-Playing Game, which surprised even me, but I guess I haven't played the game, and there were people who have played it that haven't stopped raving about it since it came out. And lastly, the big one that almost kind of ended up being like 2013's Last of Us, where it swept everything it ever came into contact with, was obviously Red Dead Redemption 2. It did walk away with Best Narrative, Best Audio Design, Best Voice Acting for Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan, which I have to say is definitely on point, as well as Best Score, which I think is the biggest cheat of the night. There were several games on Best Score list that definitely deserved it. In my personal opinion, Spider-Man had the most memorable score of all of the games. It's the only one I can really think of and hear in my head when I think back to these games. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I really hope this kind of summarized yesterday's events for you, because the Game Awards are kind of becoming a bigger thing and there is a lot more happening with them. I would definitely recommend checking out their site, checking out all the other winners, if you're interested, as well as looking up all those other announcements just to kind of gauge what is coming, if that is your thing. Before I go, I do just want to say, please go ahead and give this video a like if you did enjoy it. In the comments below, go ahead and leave your thoughts on the Game Awards, things you thought should have won, announcements you really enjoyed, announcements you didn't enjoy, all that fun stuff. I'd love to have that discussion with you guys. Also, be sure to find me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram. I am known as @MrSpaceHeater. With that, this has been the space between all those other minutes of the day that your busy life can't help but keep you away. We'll see you guys again tomorrow.